1909, German aviation pioneer Hans Grade flies his monoplane Libelle into history. Around 1880 in Naples, a vendor sells cold water and fresh coconut from his ornate stand. In the 1930s, a shepherd calmly guides his sheep along Glenmore Street in Wellington as a tram waits on the tracks. November 1952, the inflatable bra arrives in France for the first time. Here, French TV personality Jacques Angelvin demonstrates the proper way to inflate it. A quiet gaze that would later move the world. June 15, 1919, young Frida Kahlo, photographed by her father Guillermo Kahlo. A quiet family moment before destiny took its turn. Queen Mary stands with her granddaughters, Princesses Elizabeth and Margaret, in the early 1930s. A calm gaze before a lifetime of struggle. Nelson Mandela as a young man, years before leading South Africa toward freedom. A small room where comedy history took shape. 1992, the writer's room of The Simpsons during its early golden years. A simple gesture far ahead of its time. 1909, photographer Joseph Byron captures one of the world's first selfies. A strange scene from the dawn of beauty technology. Germany, 1929, a woman tests an early device for creating permanent curls. A moment when daylight vanished without warning. July 11th, 1991, photographer Antonio Turok captures a total solar eclipse in Chiapas, Mexico, as confused birds fill the darkened sky. A meeting that echoed through history. August 28, 1963, President John F. Kennedy meets with civil rights leaders, including Martin Luther King Jr., after the March on Washington. A quiet pause in the heart of war. June 1864, General Ulysses S. Grant stands at his headquarters in Cold Harbor, Virginia. A celebration shadowed by its own symbolism. 1946, a mushroom cloud cake is served at a reception for Operation Crossroads, the atomic tests at Bikini Atoll. A warm embrace between revolution and space. Havana, 1961. Fidel Castro greets Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin during Cuba's July 26 celebrations. A silent snapshot of a restless mind. April 18, 1955. Albert Einstein's desk, just as he left it on the day he died. A mountain once known as Six Grandfathers. Before 1927, this sacred Lakota site stood untouched, later carved into Mount Rushmore. A calm moment before a lifetime of duty. 1944, young Elizabeth prepares for the role that would define her as queen. A new kind of fame in a changing world. 1924, Ruth Malcolmson, Miss Philadelphia, is crowned Miss America at just 18 years old. A closer look at strength made visible. This cross-section shows one of the massive cables holding up San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. A roar that became Hollywood's signature sound. In the 1920s, MGM filmed their famous lion logo using a real lion named Leo, trained to roar on cue. A glimpse of luxury in the golden age of air travel. 1960, first-class passengers relax in spacious comfort high above the clouds. a towering figure who amazed the world. 1939, Robert Wadlow, the giant of Illinois, stood 8 feet 11 inches tall and weighed 491 pounds. A smile that marked a new beginning. 1970, Berta and Roger Mills, Mississippi's first interracial couple, celebrate their wedding. Confidence, joy, and timeless style. 1940s, 4 African-American women pose on the beach, celebrating beauty and freedom in their own way. A tender reunion after months of distance. 1940s, a sailor meets his baby for the first time after 14 months at sea. Faces of survival behind the barbed wire. 1945, children in a concentration camp are liberated by the Red Army. A heartbreaking reminder of loss. 1945, thousands of wedding rings taken from Holocaust victims at Buchenwald concentration camp. Senate pages enjoy a snowball fight outside the U.S. Capitol on a winter day, January 2, 1925. Young couples share laughter and drinks in a Pittsburgh bar, 1959. A glimpse of joy and connection in a changing America. Until 1956, French schoolchildren were served wine with lunch, a reminder of how cultural norms can change dramatically over time. Michelle and Edmund Navratil, known as the Titanic Orphans, were the only 2 unaccompanied children rescued from the Titanic disaster in April 1912. Neil Armstrong's wife and sons watched the historic launch of Apollo 11 on July 16, 1969, moments before humanity's first journey to the moon. A man water skis as Mount St. Helens erupts in the background on May 18, 1980. A surreal moment of calm amid one of the most powerful volcanic explosions in U.S. history. In 1969, engineers temporarily stopped the American side of Niagara Falls to clear debris and study erosion, a rare moment when one of the world's most powerful waterfalls fell silent. The Manhattan Bridge under construction in 1908, an engineering marvel rising above the East River, symbolizing New York City's relentless growth and ambition. Mount Fuji casting its massive 15-mile-long shadow across Japan, a breathtaking natural phenomenon seen at sunrise from the summit. The man behind the famous "Lunch Atop a Skyscraper" photo, Charles C. Ebbets, captured the iconic image in 1932 while perched on the 69th floor of Rockefeller Center during its construction in New York City. The mechanical shark used in Steven Spielberg's Jaws, 1975. Several versions were built, though many often malfunctioned during filming. A tower rising above the desert, reaching for the sky. Dubai's Burj Khalifa, built in 5 years for $1.5 billion, stands as the tallest building in the world.